Coach Deborah has a passion and purpose to assist young men, ages 15 to 24, to overcome obstacles and build their best lives. She wants to see every young man live out their potential. She has a master's degree in human services counseling, with a major in life coaching. More importantly, she is the mother of 3 boys, who are exceptional, educated, professional men. Coach Deborah believes it is better to train early, rather than need to fix later. She utilizes basic principles and God-led concepts. Sometimes the only thing a young man has is their credibility or their name. The actions they take are based on the decisions they make. Those decisions align with their choices and result in consequences. Coach Deborah can assist you if you are lost, floundering, or confused. Embrace the help and start building your best life today.
Good evening and welcome to Thursday Live with Coach Deborah. I am so happy that you are viewing this because that tells me what? That you are safe. I haven't heard of anyone that had any bad damages or any accidents or anything via the storm on yesterday. So I am super excited and happy. So thank you for being here today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the end of August. This month we have been teaching about reaching out for solid education, and it has been a month full of all types of educational tidbits and nuggets that are essential in assisting our young people in building their best lives. So thank you again to everyone that participated in the educational symposium and all our educators that we had as special guests this month. It has been amazing. So again, this is our last topic about reaching out for education. Make sure that you like, comment, and share this evening as we talk about our topic, catering in 2023. Catering in 2023. And no, we are not talking about catering as it is related to food services. I am so sorry. No. We are still talking about education, but we are looking at an angle of learning. So again, make sure that you share with others so that they can get this information as well. Well, if you were tuned in last week, you know that Minister Carol Crockett and I talked about a segment relating to learning styles. And the focus of our talk was that students are unique and they don't all have the same learning styles. And therefore, education must encompass these different learning styles. And therefore, educators have to teach the same topic to individuals that have different learning styles. Well, today's topic focuses on why catering to the different learning styles is essential, especially as it relates to online learning. Because if you have been around lately, you know that online learning is just out there. And I talked about how it is growing. And by 2025, it's going to be this big $1 billion industry. So it is very essential that all the powers to be understand that as we have the online learning, it needs to be conducive to each and every student. Each and every student is really, really essential. Good evening. Thank you for tuning in. Well, now let's talk about this. You know, most online courses focus on that text-focused data. So that ebook or that textbook that they have recommended for their class, if you were in college or whatever book is being utilized in other educational organizations, it's usually text driven. Well, if everything is going to be text driven, then it is going to be difficult, what, for that visual learner, right? Because like I can say, hey, welcome to class. So you see, welcome to class is on my board, right? So you can see it, but then I'm going to say, welcome class. I'm so happy to see you. And even with that, now I don't know how to sign, but if I knew how to sign, I would sign as well. So I'm helping then someone who maybe has difficulty hearing. So I'm helping different learners. They can see it on my board. They can hear me say it. I'm waving, hello. And then as well, what? I can sign it if I know how to sign, right? So that is very, very essential to learning for everyone. Then our kinesthetic learners, they would benefit more from having something that's interactive and learning activities. So just having a textbook and learning from that, you have that's not going to be conducive to the rest of the learners. You know, I need to do something else. I need to do hands-on, because if I'm just going to read, it's just going to be like, okay, I read the first paragraph and I'm good. But then after that, it's like, shh. So again, we have different type learners. So if that online learning bucket is going to get to that $1 billion range, then they have to do a lot of changing to the platform, right? And okay, so then we also have what? The auditory learners. They want to hear. So if there's just those books there, again, I'm not hearing anything. I'm just bored. I can't focus. I need to hear something too. So you can give me some reading material, but can I have something to listen to as well? So having something that they can listen to, that's going to be beneficial. And I know one of the classes that I took, we had reading. We also would always have a online learning module, and then within that module, we might have had a outline. We would have a video, and then going to these my next category, visual learners. Within those, we would have diagrams. So we got videos, we got diagrams, we got different types of images, 3D images, just regular drawings. So this is, wow, this is being what? Creative. So that kinesthetic learner, that auditory learner, that visual learner, that learner that rewrite, everybody is getting what they need. If you're going to have something for them to read, videos that they can hear and watch, diagrams, different images. They also may say, for next week's class, we want you to get these different materials. So then what? You can do some hands-on stuff, because they've already told you in advance, you need the material when you get to that module to do whatever that is. So parents, students, educators, and I'm pretty sure our educators already know this, but you have different type learners. Within that, we have to do what is going to catch the attention of each of these different type learners. We cannot focus on just the read write student. Can't do that. Nor would it be fair to just have videos. Videos might drive some people bonkers if that's all they had to do is sit and watch videos. Gotta watch videos, gotta keep up, gotta take notes. If all you had was pictures, okay, I gotta look at this picture and I gotta look at the different notes by the diagrams, and I have to try to figure out what's going on with that. So no one type of materials is going to satisfy all of your students. And they're not going to have a class with all visual learners here, all kinesthetic learners here, all auditory learners here. You're going to have a combination of different type learners in the one environment. So, hey, you got to get it together. Parents, you're going to have to understand when that homework comes home, hey, you got to have a computer, you got to have internet, you got to be ready. You can't be slipping and think, oh, we just going to get to the table and we're going to do some real simple things right here. No, that's not going to cut it. You've got to be ready. So what is it that makes online learning so beneficial that it's going to go to this next great big level? And how can people get more out of it? Well, first of all, the online learning, hey, it was a lifesaver during COVID, right? Because if we did not have online learning or have to go and be able to quickly move our students into that online environment, then teaching, learning would have just stopped. Students would have become a year or 2 years behind. Students wouldn't be happy, parents wouldn't be happy, and I'm sure educators would not be happy as well. So that gave people that had never experienced online learning, it taught them something new, as well as it made an avenue that our young people could continue to learn. And that was the most essential thing. We did not want to have it where learning just stopped. It was difficult for some. They found out at that time, how real life works. Because as you sit back in your building teaching students and you have all the materials that you need to teach them, you take some things for granted. But by having this pandemic, and like I say, this pandemic, it was horrific, but it did teach us a lot of different things. So having this pandemic and having to go to online, we learned the needs of a lot of the individuals in the different communities. A lot of individuals didn't even have tablets or computers or PCs that their children could use. It was just like they were dead in the water, right? And then if they may have had one or been able to get one, they didn't have Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi costs money. Wi-Fi is not free, right? Internet. So that was another barrier. And so schools had to immediately, hey, get on board. What can we do? What can we do? So I know here in Jacksonville, schools began to issue out those computers, but then you had the other problem when they did not have Wi-Fi. So that was worked on from different angles with the city and state getting involved. But so it's something that you can do. And in depending kind of whether it's school, secondary school, or if it's college, it's a little different. But if it's not college based, so let's start there, then you have flexibility, but it's not as much flexibility because the entire class needs to kind of work at the same pace, right? Because you're not at the level that the college student is at this particular time. So you do have flexibility, but it's not just completely flexible for you. So that's one thing. Then with the college students, it can be real flexible because you have assignments, when those assignments due. So if you want to stay up and wait until Sunday morning to do all your assignments, because you have to have them in at midnight, hey, it's flexible. You can do that. But if you want to work throughout the week, you have the flexibility to do that as well. Fix your schedule. But it did provide a lot of opportunity. And it's like if you need you have an emergency trip and you can have to go somewhere, your lessons can go right along with you, right? But getting into it, online learning provides creativity because, again, if our educators are utilizing all the different learning techniques to match the learning styles, you got to cater to the learning styles. Remember, this is catering 2023. So you have to cater to the different learning styles. We want everybody to be able to learn. We want everybody to be able to get and earn an A. Earn an A, right? So you have to be creative to make sure that the auditory learner is getting what they need, the visual learner is getting what they need, the kinesthetic learner is getting what they need, and the read-write learner is getting what they need, right? So you got to be creative in order to do that, because you got to do that for everybody in the same setting. And you got to make sure that they are getting the entire scope of the learning module. Flexibility, I won't go back into that because I've talked about that. But again, you have to be flexible. Flexible. You get the opportunity to be flexible, I should say. In that you may not have to get up at 6 o'clock to get on a bus to get to school to do your lessons. You can sleep in to 7:30, get up and eat your breakfast, and then get online and you see the rest of your class, right? So there is some flexibility. It's kind of what I mentioned earlier with the college student. You have the ability to work in segments of time. So if you want to take 4 courses and you're going to work on one course Monday, a different one Tuesday, a different one Wednesday, a different one Thursday, and have the rest of the time to do what you want to do, you can do that. If you want to work on 2 different courses a day, you can do that. If you want to work on hit something with all of them on the same day, you can do that. If you want to have a certain day that you study for exams, you can do that. But you have that flexibility to work in segments of time. If you're in college, like I said, your assignments, your exams, everything is going to be due by midnight on that Sunday night. That's usually the norm. So you can work in those pockets. But again, you want to make sure that you're getting catered to, and you're going to be able to have that type learning that's going to be conducive to what you do best. You're going to have the ability to work or do assignments from any place in the world. That is where they have connectivity. So you're not pinned down to, your parents got this opportunity to go out of town and they can't go because you would miss school. Hey, if you get your lessons and they're going somewhere where you have Wi-Fi, it's all good. You can still go. You have that flexibility. They can make it happen. They can make it happen. And this is one thing that I love. And it goes even further than with our students. These next 2, they not only work with your students, but they work with parents and students that work from home. It saves on transportation costs. If you don't have to get up and go somewhere, that's saving on the fuel. And how many know, if it's like it is in every state the way it is here, the day is this price, tomorrow it goes up 20 cents. You look 2 days later, it's jumped back down 10 cents. It might go up 30 cents. So it's just flexible, but for the most part, it continues to go up. And if you're able to have those online classes so you can see where when we talk about that $1 billion revenue, hey, because it's going to help some people save on some things. So it will save you with that transportation. Also, and I can see it as well from a school standpoint, because when you have school, when you have the bus routes, if something happens and everything is online, buses are not running, so they don't have to worry about that fuel cost. And then with meals, if you're at home, you don't have to have money for lunch. You get whatever's in the fridge, all is well, right? So it can save. It helps you save as well. So it's not only catering to the different learning styles, but it's also helping with different costs. And this online learning is amazing. So again, online learning started in the 90s. It's hard for some to believe, because for many years there were employers who would not allow their employees to work from home because they felt like productivity would go down. And not everybody had Wi-Fi. So that was another hang up. But today, it is the preferred method of learning among millions of people. So not that it is available, it is the preferred method of millions of people. Online learning provides greater flexibility. It can be cost effective. And it is the number one go-to for those who are super busy in a world that is moving at nano speed. So you got things to do, you got places to go, you got to get this done for yourself, you have to get this done for the kids, you have meetings, you have to go here, there, you're in this organization, just different things. And so it's just the go-to thing. It's really beneficial. I mean, you can go to real estate school online. You can go you can earn PhDs, master degrees online. You can learn a whole host of things online. So it's just amazing. So as we move more and more to online learning, hopefully developers and writers of curriculum will take into consideration the different learning styles. They have to. So just imagine, right now you may not be seeing a lot of auditory modules or whatever if you're doing online learning. But as people understand, hey, this is the number one go-to. It needs to be suitable for all learning types. Hey, we've got to work on this curriculum to get this curriculum to cater to all learning styles. So when I say catering in 2023, that's what it's all about. It's about the writers and the developers of curriculum to understand and get going on making sure that everything that is available for educators to teach, homeschool parents that homeschool, everyone that is teaching something, that they have the tools they need to teach and cater to all learning styles. So as our last topic for reaching out for solid education, I hope that you enjoyed catering in 2023. And again, I am so happy that you were able to join us today. Now, Saturday, different month, different whole setup here. During the month of September, we are going to be reaching out to close the gap. What gap is that? Well, that is the gap where so many of our young people are falling into. There is a gap between what is going on with them and what educators, parents, youth leaders are realizing that's going on with them. So it's the gap that they're falling into. and we've got to close that gap. So that's what we're reaching out for during the month of September. And on Saturday, our first topic is going to be, do you see me? Think about that. Do you see me? When you're looking at that student, that child, your neighbor, what are you really seeing? Are you seeing what they are conveying to you? Well, that's what it's going to be about. So again, thank you so much for tuning in today. You could have been anywhere else, but what? You decided to share with us on Build Your Best Life. Please, please, please make sure that you visit my website, www.buildyourbestlife.org. That's www.buildyourbestlife.org. You can read the blog that comes out each Monday at 10 a.m. You can look at our calendar of events to see what events that we have planned for the remainder of the year. As well, you can look at the products that we offer. And those products are coaching, consultations, speaking, webinar speaking, and you can get an autographed copy of my book, Build Your Best Life. It is about your life, your actions, and your credibility, overcoming obstacles to build your best life. So visit the website. If you don't have this book, you need to get it in your arsenal of tools to make your life a success and make it better. So please visit the website. I have them in stock. You can get it right away. If you prefer the Kindle version, you can go on Amazon.com. But again, I really, really, really appreciate you tuning in. I hope to see you on Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as we try to close that gap. So take care, be safe, and I hope to see you on Saturday. And don't forget, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan, it's our commitment. I love you, be blessed, stay safe. And again, I'm going to be looking for you Saturday morning, 9:30 a.m. sharp.